How is everybody doing? Good day to you all. Psalm 62 says, For Zion's sake I will not hold my peace, for Jerusalem's sake I will not rest, until the righteousness thereof goes as brightness, and salvation is a lamp that burns. It's not good to keep silent, folks. When you see a wrong, or when you have to speak out about something, to represent something, to right or wrong, speak out. And that's why we are speaking out about hashtag Warner Brothers releasing and AT&T releasing the Snyder Cut. And we support that 100%, no matter what kind of news comes out there. So remember, hashtag release the Snyder Cut. You guys can talk in the chat section if you so wish. This video is going to be very short, though. So one of the things I remember people bashing Batman v Superman for was when we started to see the behind the scenes footage for Batman v Superman. Now, this here is, of course, the costuming of Robin, who was killed by the Joker. And if you see his tool, this is the tool that Batman actually used when he was going to kill Superman. It's what the tool that Superman used, a modified tool that Superman used to kill Doomsday. All right. Now, what's interesting about this, though, is that we saw this weapon here, and it has different attachments and headings to it. And everyone said, wow, Snyder Murderverse. So he's going to be murdering people with that weapon. And it's very ironic. It's very ironic that we then go on to see the Robin in the DC television universe depiction of the Titans, and he's brutally beating up people. Brutally. He's not killing anybody. I don't think he's killing anyone, but he's definitely brutally beating up people. And some of the tactics and strategies that he used, we saw in the BVS Batman warehouse scene. And so I draw your attention to a couple of them. When he grappling hooked a guy and pulled him away and smashed him into a car. Another time when he took the weapons, the guns that the guys were using, and used them to fire at everyone. And some people ducked, some people got hit. Those strategies are actually strategies we saw in the BVS Batman warehouse scene. And I actually put up one of them as a meme to show that Robin literally was taught by a BVS-like Batman character, because the methods that he was using and the fighting tactics that he used, and even the expletives that he even said, are all kinds of things that we've seen BVS Batman to some degree do. BVS Batman didn't go to the F word. He didn't use the F bomb, but he did use shit, right? And son of a bitch. Whereas Dick Grayson, he said, fuck Batman, right? So you can see that there is a spin-off, like just like with Man of Steel and Krypton, you can see there's a spin-off sort of something going on there, even though in the BVS universe, Dick Grayson is dead, right? At least that's what Zack Snyder was hinting towards. In this universe, Dick Grayson's alive, and Dick Grayson he's broken away from Batman, and he's brutal, you know. And again, the brutality that we see is not something that is immune to comics. In fact, you look at almost any of the recent comic books series, and there's lots of blood going on everywhere. Okay, so the brutality that you see is not something that's exclusive. And again, to some degree, this is very grounded in realism. If you have to fight crime against hardened criminals, you're going to bruise them. You're going to hurt them. You're going to break bones. You're not going to be shooting them. You're not using a gun. So how are you going to disable them? You got to disable them in brutal fashion. And that's the only way. You have to take them down. They mustn't get back up. So it's kind of unrealistic to expect these characters to be like the MCU characters. You just hit somebody and that's it, and they don't even get a blemish on their skin from a punch. That's just unrealistic, okay? Unless they're superpower beings. So again, I don't understand why this is such a big problem. And, you know, the Batman warehouse scene, they were talking about Batman kills people in the warehouse scene. Maybe he does when he was shooting down the cars with the bat plane. Yeah, maybe he does. But guess what? That's realistic. Okay? The stuff that we saw in Christopher Nolan, where he's using these electromagnetic pulses and stuff, it's bullshit. In real life, you can't do that. It won't work. Okay? So again, I don't know why people think that for some reason, grounding a character and seeing blood and realism to them, you know, the character swearing and stuff, that's another story. You know, it depends on what kind of personality you're talking about. But at the end of the day, This this Robin that we're seeing, who will probably become Nightwing, this Robin that you're seeing anyway, is a sort of a spin-off. It's sort of, I said sort of, a spin-off of the Robin we would have gotten if we were to look at the background story of Batman and Robin, right? So all of this nonsense talk about all of this nonsense talk about yes, all of this nonsense talk anyway about how, you know, Robin was he's murderverse Robin, and look at his weapons, they're so sharpened. We see even Robin's his insignia, the R that he has. You see it cutting into the wall of his house. Okay, and all that says is that, of course, the objects have to be sharp. If they're not sharp, and we've seen, you know, Batman's batarang do the same thing, the symbol of Batman. So it's not surprising that these weapons are very, very sharp and must cut into flesh. They must, to neutralize an opponent. Okay, what are you gonna do with a batarang when it just bounces off a person? What's it gonna do? You gotta stick them. Okay, it's got to inflict pain. You got to take them down. You got to tear its muscles and tendons. The only way you're gonna do it is very sharp. Otherwise, it just bounce off the person, right? So, you know, it's just these unrealistic things people expect, and I don't understand why. So so that's cool. I just wanted to show you what the Robin costume could have been. So someone on social media actually took their time to actually remove the ha 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 jokes on you and sort of repair the Robin suit, which is pretty old, and came up with this design that you see below here, which is really cool. And that design, okay, that look and the colors tell us that it looks like a Red Robin. It looks more like a Tim Drake kind of design, a kind of maybe Jason Todd design, a later Jason Todd design. And so that's what we see. And when we look at the costuming for the Robin in Titans, he looks more like the conventional costuming. He looks more like the traditional Robin costume, okay? Whereas this costume here, which is more like the Red Robin costume, right? So what that tells me, really honestly speaking, is that, of course, it could probably be the traditional costuming, because it could be, you know, when we look at Batman and Robin, we have the red core here, which is what you see here. And then maybe he has green, some kind of green thing to connect these different parts here like this. So this could possibly be the traditional costume, right? And, you know, you see the little yellow in the background there. You see the yellow? So he has the yellow there. So it could be the traditional costume, just kind of redesigned a little bit. So actually, all three of these could be the same, you know, where you have the green on the inside here. You have the green. So this could actually be the traditional Robin costume. All right. And it would be probably more like the traditional Robin costume than any one of these, because it would actually have these little bindings here. It just probably wouldn't be as prominent. You know, it'll have more gold than yellow, right? So it could be the traditional Robin costume. So all three of them could be, you know, variations of the traditional Robin costume. If you really look here, again, you see the yellow on the inside. So this is probably what it is. But importantly, very important to really say is all three have the traditional Robin costume, possibly. And what is the main thing I want to point out is, in this video, I don't know if you guys are seeing me or hearing me. Let me see how consistent this thing is. First of all, let me see here. Hold on a second. Okay, whatever. What are you going to do with a battery? What's it going to do? You got to stick them. Okay? This got to inflict pain. You got to take them down. You got to tear his muscles and tendons. The only way you're going to do it is very sharp. Otherwise, just bounce off the person, right? Yeah, we got a little problem with latency. So I'm not too sure how. Yeah, we have a latency. We have a serious latency problem. We have a serious latency problem. With latency. So Mm-hmm. All right. I don't know how much you guys are hearing. That's the problem with this. So let me go back here because some of it I actually missed. The internet is really behaving stupid today. It's very, very, very slow. That means a lot of people are using it. And we have a serious latency problem. See, I'm getting a delay. But I hope you guys can see this video because it's really screwing me over, but it's okay. So I was pointing out that this here was restored. So this is what it looks like by a fan with the Joker stuff, costuming. Okay. I don't know how much you guys can see this. I hope you're seeing this, and I hope you're seeing it well. Let me see what it looks like here. Yeah, there's some of it. But again, I'm probably getting a latency problem, so you're not getting the feed all the way through. Let me try and refresh here and see if we get the feed all the way through. This is really crappy, though. I'm sorry about this, guys. My apologies. So yeah, internet signal is on and off right now for me. I'm gonna have to go pay my internet bill, and probably it'll get more consistent. But anyway, so I just showed you guys this, which is the restoration of the Robin costume. You guys might get this in parts. It's all good, I guess. Then you have here this, and I was saying that you have different variations of the original costume. That is to say, the yellow cape, the yellow belt. This is the traditional costume right here. Yellow belt, the red insides, So this is Batman and Robin's version of it. Because we can't see the the actual fabric that connects these things, I can't say if this is a Red Robin costume that they're trying to say, like Tim Drake or whatever on Screen Rant they were trying to say that, or if it is actually the traditional Robin costume, which it possibly could be if this is green. Okay, that's just my whole point. All right, so it could be the traditional Robin costume because, as you can see in the back here, this is yellow on the inside. So this could be the traditional Robin costume in spite of all of that, not necessarily a Tim Drake Red Robin costume or a Jason Todd Red Robin costume. Okay. And this also conforms to all of that. So this is the red core here, which we have here, red core, red core, red core, red core. And then we have the green on the outside. And then they have the cape. I don't know why the cape is yellow on the outside. I think, no, actually it's yellow on the inside. This is the inside of the cape you're seeing there. And again, the black on the outside, so or green or whatever. So again, all of these three seem to conform to the traditional Robin costume. I don't know how much of this you guys are getting. If I have to do the video tonight, I'll do it. I got to get out of here and go to work. So I'm sorry. I apologize if you guys are not hearing everything or it's kind of disconnected. Give me feedback on this video, and if I have to do it over, I'll do it over. Okay. But it's really cool that, again, we see that connection, right? So that's all I want to say for now. I'll talk more about San Diego Comic-Con stuff and stuff later on. If I have to come back and do this video when the internet is much more progressive, we will do that, okay? All right, guys, I hope you had enjoyed this video. Sorry about everything else that's happening. If there's some stops and goes with the feed, I am apologizing for that right now. I see there's somebody watching this, but I don't know how much you're actually getting out of this video. So I'm really sorry about that. I apologize for that, but it is what it is. You guys have a good one. I have to get out of here. Have a good one.